Hi and welcome to Dave Barlow Guitar, and in this video we're going to do an upgrade on this EVH guitar. This is, if you watched my videos before, this is an EVH special. It's made in Mexico. I won't go through all the details except for I've already made some modifications to it, which is this switch here. Instead of the volume, instead of the tone knob, I put in a cutout switch because I use cutout switches on a lot of my guitars. And the volume knob, it's one of those like easy move volume knobs, but I kept knocking it off when I was playing, so I've just put a bit of sponge underneath there just to kind of stiffen it up. But the modification that we're going to do is what they call a sustain block. Now apparently I was reading up about these and they give your guitar a slightly better tone and a little bit more sustain. I don't know how you get more sustain out of this guitar, but apparently this will give you more sustain and a better tone. So when I first looked at it I thought, is it worth all the hassle? You know, you've got to take the trem off, you've got to take all the saddles off, get the old block off, put a new block on, which is easy enough, but then you've got to re-intonate everything. What a pain in the backside. You know, for what looked like to me in a video very little difference in sound, but for sake of argument I found this on eBay for £14. It's a really heavy piece of brass. Better not drop it on the guitar, put a real big dent in it because it's only made of basswood, balsa wood. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm going to fit this in the guitar and see if it makes a difference. Now, for those of you who get bored of me showing you how to do this, I've put the sound bites at the end. So if you want to just jump the how-tos and all the pitfalls and everything that I come across when fitting this, fine, just go to the end and listen to the two sound bites. I've done a clean and I've done a dirty, so you can hear what both sounds like. If they sound any different, be interested and see if they do. But anyway, let's crack on. Okay, first things first, let's get the strings off. You know, the first time I ever took a Floyd Rose trem apart, I took the strings out and I took the trem off. And I was playing around with it, and obviously I turned it upside down. And I don't know if these do it still, but the old Floyd Rose trems, these little things here, which I think they do, they'll fall out, and you lose them. So if you're going to play around with your trem, take it out of your guitar, make sure you tighten these back up, so they don't fall out. It's these little clamps that hold the string. And they will fall out and you'll lose them, and chances are they will go down a crack in the floor or a drain or some kind of thing. So yeah, so remember that when you're doing this, tighten them back up again. This is how you clean all the dust and debris away from your trem. Just get one of these soft brushes that I got here. Don't know what it's for, it's called a whistler, but yeah, you just brush it away. It takes all the dirt and the debris away and everything else. Okay, so it's in bits. Just a matter of just undoing everything and taking it apart. So this is the old one, which is quite weighty. The standard Floyd Rose one. It's got a bit of weight to it. Yeah. This is the brass one, which is slightly heavier. How much heavier? Nearly twice as heavy, I suppose. Let's put it back together again. Right, we want to make sure that these holes are the right way around, so that'll be that way around. These little holes here need to be facing nearest facing forward when you put your springs in. So let's do that. It's all back in pretty much as per my picture I took earlier. It's pretty much there, I reckon. Cool. Okay, so if it moves out of shot, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this best I can, but there you go. Starting the setup process now. So the first thing I do is with the trem is just over tighten the springs. It's just easier when you're tuning it up, otherwise you just keep going backwards and forwards. What I mean is tighten this up quite a lot, so when you tune up your strings, you know, you may bring this too far forward, then you have to go back, undo the strings a bit, then go back, tighten up the springs, then go back and forth. So it's just a lot easier just to kind of over tighten this first, and then tune it up afterwards. Okay, so the strings are on. I checked the intonation and checked the neck. I adjusted the neck a little bit. I noticed just needed a little bit of adjusting. Not much, just a tweak. I adjusted the springs at the back of this a little bit. Not much, just again a little tweak. It's just something I found as I was going along. Pretty much everything's the same. All the settings are the same. So yeah, I'm going to lock it all down. Just play it in for a bit, and then do a sound comparison with it. Obviously, it's a bit of a pain really, because I put a no set of strings on it when I did the first comparison, and I've had to, you know, I couldn't put them back on again, so I had to use another new set of strings. Never mind. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to do that, do another sound comparison, and see what you guys think. See if it was worth it or not. Well, yeah, I can definitely tell there's more sustain. I'm listening to the sound bites now. I'm not sure if I can tell the difference in tone so much here. Maybe I have to go and play it live and see what it sounds like, and you know, see if it feels any different. You know, that's the only way I can explain it really. It's really hard to tell. I mean, I can't really tell the difference unless you had two right next to each other and you A/B'd them. Otherwise it's really difficult to tell. Is it worth changing to the sustain block after all the fiddling around with the Floyd Rose and everything else? Personally, if I'd have known, I wouldn't have bothered. But there you go. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. That doesn't mean to say that you shouldn't go out and buy one. Obviously many guitarists notice the difference. I mean, I noticed the difference, but was it enough to was it enough difference to spend two and a half hours fiddly farting around, you know, with trems and setting your guitar up again and all that kind of stuff? Next time I'll probably just give it to a professional and go, I can't be bothered, you do it. But no, I don't think it was personally worth the hassle. But there you go. So, sound clips. Here they are. Catch you later.